How are y'all doing? Today, I posted this Genesis on my Instagram story, which I will leave the link to down below. So this Genesis, I'll let y'all guess what I'm doing to it, and everybody guessed it wrong. So what we are doing is upgrading the brakes on this Genesis. You see here that I have the fronts and the rear separated. I still gotta get one of these rotors up front, but we are installing Brembo pads and slotted rotors, and we got the ceramic pads, we got spacers, and we got the slot pins and the clips for the pads. First thing we do, we loosen up these lug nuts, which I used a 19-inch socket and the wheel key. Now we jack up the car and we get started on taking the wheels off. Alright, now that the wheels are back off, what we're going to do is take the whole bracket off. So we're going to take that bolt out and the same one on the bottom. And then we disconnect the brake lines right here. We got that off. You're going to have two screws here and there that you're going to have to unscrew. Boom. And then you get the rotor out. All right, I have totally forgot to record what I did last, so I am sorry about that. But what we did is we put the new slotted rotors and put the spacers on to avoid rubbing. Now we are gonna disconnect the brake lines. See that bolt right here? Brake lines goes to the reservoir. And another part we forgot to record, putting these new pins, clips, and pads. I will show y'all on the rears because we still gotta do the rears. But now we connect the brake lines. Okay, and the only thing you gotta do is make sure these are lined up correctly. That bolt here and that little hole here. Gotta make sure they're lined up correctly and properly tighten it. Just to make it easier on the lifting and the focus, what I did is I put one of these bolts in before I even lined up the brake lines, just to make life that little bit easier, because you know, sometimes these do really suck. Okay, now we bleed the brakes, and I know a lot of people just like to use the vacuums, do it on their own. I kind of like to do it old school. What I do is I take that rubber piece off, have somebody pump the brakes inside for me, and as they hold, I will loosen these, let some brake fluid jump out, which I already did. You can kind of see all that, and then I lock it back up and I tell them to let go of the brake pedal. You do that a few times on each side. Ideally, you are supposed to start from the furthest one away from the reservoir, but I do not have the facilities for that right now. So what I did is just finish up the fronts, and we're gonna do the rears. After that, we're gonna bleed them. We're gonna make sure everything is good. We put on the goofy goggles. No, this is not my first time cutting, but it is my first time cutting on a car. I will line all that up a little better, but you can see here I got some lines, so when we go through, I don't have to, you know, keep going both ways. So we'll have that ready and we'll get it finished up. And now that all the good parts are done, you just bleed these calipers. On the rear, we've already bled the front, and you connect, obviously you connect the brake lines, you bleed them, and we're gonna test drive it after that. For the final step, we start this car, test how the pedal feels, take it for a test drive. I will show y'all a little pull and brake, but I can't record the whole test drive, and I will record if something worth mentioning happens. And as always, subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think, and let me know what mods I should be going for next. Also, go follow my Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I probably post a lot more over there, and that should be all. Peace out.